Hello and congratulations for opting in for this masterclass. I'm Luke Michael Howard, clinical hypnotist and owner of Lukenosis Hypnosis and creator of the Stop Smoking Hypnosis System. And in this video that's upcoming, this masterclass, I'm going to share with you the 3 biggest challenges that I hear from new clients when it relates to stopping smoking, stopping weed, stopping vaping. And that be, what do I do, Luke, about the withdrawals? Luke, what do I do about the cravings? And Luke, what do I do about the weight gain? And I am going to cover how I can help you with all of those issues on this upcoming masterclass. Are you struggling in your journey to quit smoking, to stop smoking, to cease smoking? Whether that be cigarettes, whether that be e-cigarettes, whether that be vaping, whether that be weed. Have you tried other methods like using patches, like using gum, like going to an e-cigarette, like using lasers, as some of my clients have said, perhaps even reading a book that's out there called The Easy Way to Stop Smoking by Alan Carr, but for whatever reason, nothing works. And one of your fears, or perhaps one of your 3 biggest fears, because I hear this all the time when it comes to new clients, is, Luke, I really want to quit smoking, but I'm really scared of the withdrawals. You know, how am I going to deal with the first couple of days, the first couple of weeks, the first couple of months being a non-smoker? How am I going to deal with that? I'm going to be a nightmare to be around. The other biggest concern I hear is, Luke, what about the cravings? Just like if I've gone before, even by cold turkey, just a couple of hours, maybe a day, but the cravings are so strong. They're physical, they're mental, they're emotional. Heck, they even feel spiritual sometimes. It's like this voice in my head that says, smoke, smoke, smoke. I'm enjoying my morning coffee, smoke, smoke, smoke. I'm having a little break at work, smoke, smoke, smoke. My hands are on my wheel of my car. What else do I do when I pull up? Safely, smoke, smoke, smoke. After sex, what do I do? Smoke, smoke, smoke. There's all these ties and they're interlocked, and I just have this craving, this cellular memory that when I'm doing this other activity, like enjoying the coffee, I should be smoking and I'm craving it. What do I do? The other one I hear as well is, Luke, what about weight gain? I've had clients that have actually physically come to me in the past. They've gone to another hypnotist to stop smoking and it worked. So I say to them, great, so why are you here? Why are we talking if you went to another hypnotist and it worked? It's like, it worked really well, Luke. But then after a month, I gained 7 to 10 pounds. And in their words, not mine, because I would never use language like this. They said, I'd rather be a skinny bastard who smokes than a fat bastard who doesn't smoke. So they revert back to smoking again, because in their own words, they would rather be skinny and very ill internally than fat and perhaps more healthy externally. So I hear this over and over again. And one of the reasons for the weight gain, by the way, when it relates to smoking, is not many people know this, but of the 2,500 chemicals in each cigarette, 39 of which have been proven to cause cancer, by the way, but one of the ingredients not most people know is sugar. Each cigarette that you smoke has about 5 to 7 grams of sugar. So the unconscious, subconscious mind, it stops smoking, but it's looking for another way to get that kick. What does it do? You reach for more sugar, you reach for more carbohydrates, not realizing why you're doing it. It's just, I've got this insatiable appetite, Luke, I'm eating more and more. I don't know why. It's like it's woken something in me. It's shit, your body's looking for another way to get that sugar hit inside your veins. So it becomes very, very difficult to quit using traditional means and method. I always ask my clients, why do you want to quit smoking? Because I know quite a lot of people, and my dad was one of these people, and I'll share a story with you a little bit later on about my dad and what happened to him as it relates to smoking. But I meet quite a lot of people that I know that smoke. And they're quite happy smoking, irrespective of their health or whatever situation. They're quite happy doing it. And I'm not here to judge you if you should or shouldn't stop smoking. I only come on board when someone puts their hand up, signs up for these videos, or enlists my help, and they say, look, I'm suffering with cigarettes. It's hurting me. It's caused me to have COPD. the lung and respiratory issues. It's hard for me to get around anymore. It's hard for me to get up a flight of stairs. The amount of times I've heard this, and not even from elderly clients, but people in their late 40s, early 50s. I had some clients that their lung damage was so bad that they were on oxygen machines. They were in their early 50s and they were on oxygen machines, which is just really, really terrible. And not a day goes past where I don't get a client tell me on the screening call on the telephone, when they don't say something along the lines of, Luke, well, I want to be around for my kids if they're a new parent, or I want to be around for my grandkids, so I want to see them graduate. And the way it's going now, I'm not sure if I'm still going to be around. And oftentimes I hear clients will say their mother and father passed away from smoking related illness, and they really want to be brave, right? And they really want to destroy that addictive circle. And they're like, I don't want to be like my mum and dad. I loved them dearly, but I don't want to die in my 40s or early 50s. I want to have a rich life. I love my life. I love my partner, my husband, my wife. I love my kids. I want to be around. But I don't know if I keep going about this way, if I'm going to be around. And either the damage is done or the damage is getting done. And I want to be preemptive and stop this thing called smoking right now. Now, there's many different ways that you could use, and we've talked a little bit about a few of them already, to quit smoking. You can use gum, you know, the Nicorette gum. That's just a brand though, right? The thing about that gum is you're still getting nicotine into your blood system, all right? Yeah, you've got a point if you're saying to yourself now, but I'm not inhaling it. You're not inhaling it, it's all right. We can get that out of the equation, but it's still going into your blood system. Do you think that's still affecting you? Another way is you can use patches, right? People use patches, and patches, again, you're not inhaling the nicotine, the cigarettes. You put the patch on, right? But it's what I say, it's a bit, you still get nicotine into your system. So it's a bit like, instead of injecting the heroin into the right arm, you start to inject the heroin into the left arm. The heroin, the drug of choice, the nicotine, is still getting into your system and adversely affecting you. All right, it's still hurting you, and that's costing you money as well. So the cigarettes are costing you a bunch of money. If you're smoking a pack a day, I'm in Canada, so this is in Canadian dollars, but you know, adjust it for wherever you are in the world. But a pack here in Canada is about 15 to 20 bucks for 20 cigarettes. So listen, I don't have the luxury of using my calculator right now, but basically, if you're on about a pack a day every day for the whole year, 7 packs a week, that equates to about $3,500 a year. That's only a pack a day. Now, if you're using 2 packs a day, I forget about it. You're up to $7,000, $7,000, and this is 2025. About $7,000 if you're only on 2 packs a day on cigarettes. Now, I appreciate probably one of your reasons that you want to quit. Your main reason isn't to have $7,000 extra in your bank account. But it'd be nice though, right? Who would turn away $3,500 to $7,000 extra a year for doing nothing but stopping doing something that's killing you? So that's another thing. It's robbing you of your money right now, robbing you of a hell of a lot of money. And even if you revert or you pivot to gum or you pivot to patches, they're still cost an awful lot of money. So the nicotine company is still taking more money from you. It's an interesting thing that a lot of people realize. A lot of these companies that own the solution to stop smoking, be that nicotine gum companies, nicotine patch companies, e-cigarettes or vaping companies, are often owned by tobacco companies. So if they can't take your money for the cigarettes from the right hand, they're going to take your money with the left hand, with the patches, the gum, the e-cigarettes, the vaping. So they've got you either way on that conveyor belt right there to mess you up. Now, you can say, well, Luke, I use cigarettes from a reserve where the cigarettes cost less money. I've heard that a lot. Every week I hear that from clients. The thing is about those cigarettes that you might get from a reserve, or whatever the politically correct name is for one of these places now, is they're not regulated. So as bad as cigarettes are, traditional cigarettes that you'd buy over the counter, they are regulated, right? They do publish exactly what's inside of it, all right? And yet, even though the packages say death and warning, this will kill you and give you cancer, still people are buying them. It's crazy, isn't it? They buy cigarettes from the reserves a heck of a lot cheaper, right? Like sometimes 25%, 50%, 75% cheaper, less expensive than brand name cigarettes. There's a reason for that. These reserve cigarettes, these cheap cigarettes that people buy in bulk, are not regulated, which means they can put anything in them. So if already the tobacco companies are telling you all the cancer producing ingredients are in cigarettes, imagine the stuff that the reserves are not telling you that are in the cigarettes. They're not regulated. They could literally have anything in them. So they may be cheaper, but they could actually end up being a lot worse because we have no bloody idea what's inside of them. Just let that sink in for a moment. The next time you think you're getting a deal, when you buy cigarettes in bulk from an unlicensed place or vendor. Another approach you could take is weaning yourself off cigarettes. Right? Hand on heart, 25 years as helping people quit smoking, close to about 10,000 clients. Not all for quitting smoking, but thousands upon thousands for 25 years. I have never once met a client who came to me to quit smoking who tried the weaning myself off. Oh, I'm doing 50, now I'm doing 40, now I'm doing 30, now I'm doing 20, now I'm doing 10, 9, 8, 7. Don't worry, I'm not doing hypnosis on you right now. Or am I? I've never ever worked with a client that weaned themselves off from the number of cigarettes to 0. Now, I'm sure it exists. I'm sure it exists out there. But as someone who's had like a lot of in-field research of working day in and day out with people, I have never met that person yet. So whenever I hear, well, I'm just going to wean myself off of it. And they could generally wean from the 50 to the 40 to the 30 to the 20 to the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And they'll get themselves all the way down, but they never wean themselves off to 0 and 0 for good. Now, part of you might be like, well, it's a lot less damage to smoke 5 a day than 50. Well, that depends. Depends if the damage has already been done. If the damage has been done and the glass is already like filled with toxic liquid, it doesn't take you to put litres and litres more of toxic liquid to make it spill out. It just takes a couple more drops for that liquid to spill out and to put that toxicity all over you. You don't know the level of damage that you're at this particular... And I want you to do a little exercise with me, all right? And I find I do this with my clients one-on-one, and they find it to be very, very powerful and very, very transformational, okay? So I'd urge you to do this. If it's safe for you to close your eyes, then I ask you to do that. And if it's not safe for you to do that, then come back, pause this, all right? Go ahead, pause it. I'll wait and do it later on, okay? But if it's safe for you to close your eyes, I want you to close your eyes now. And I want you to think of everything that this smoking thing has cost you so far in your life. I'm not just talking about the thousands upon thousands of dollars each and every year you've spent up until now. But that's one of the things. Sit with that for a moment. I know it makes you feel uncomfortable. You don't want to feel like an idiot. I'm not here saying you are an idiot. I mean, you're an idiot if you continue to smoke after this video and don't do the work you need to quit. But right now, you're asking for help, all right? So just take a moment to think about all the bloody money that you've spent, right? If it's a pack a day, it's about $3.5 grand a year. If it's 2 packs a day, it's about $7 grand a year. Just think of that accumulation over the years. Think about how much it's cost you in time. It takes about 4 minutes to smoke a cigarette. So that 4 minutes, 10, 20 times a day, how many hours is that? 2, 3 hours? But not just the smoking of the cigarettes, but the obsessing about it. Oh, I can't wait for my next cigarette. Oh, I haven't smoked for a while. Oh, I really, really should stop. But I like it. It's like it's my friend. It's gotten me through a lot of stressful times. How much time has it cost you so far in your life? Take a moment. Actually sit with the feeling, and I know it's unpleasant. What's it cost you in emotions? Good emotions like happiness, being prideful, being confident, trusting yourself, high self-esteem. What's it cost you in your emotions with yourself? take a moment. If I'm going too fast, pause the video. But really do this. It's really powerful, and you owe it to yourself. What's it cost you in your health? If you're perfectly healthy right now, congratulations, you've dodged the bullet this long, but how much is it going to cost you in the future if you keep doing it? But if we're getting real, what's it cost you in your health? Can you do the sports, the activities you used to do? Or is the smoking, the pressure it puts on your lungs, getting in the way? How about walking to the top of a flight of stairs? Do you still have the youthful exuberance you have, or do you find that it's hurting your lungs? And not because this thing called old age is getting in the way, but because of the damage you've done through smoking. Do you have kids? Do you have grandkids? If you're running around these little rascals as they want to play, do you still have the vibrance to do that? Or you've been impacted by cigarettes, by the nicotine? What's it cost you in relationships? Have you lost people you love because they smoked, or because they didn't want to be around you because you smoke? What's it cost you in relationships? Not just romantic, perhaps friendships. Other people just didn't want to be around you because you smoked, and they didn't want that smell, they didn't want that influence. Maybe they stopped smoking and they didn't want to see you do it. What's it cost you in relationships? All relationships. If I'm going too fast, pause the video, but really do this. Really do this. You owe it to yourself. What's it cost you in your health? Like, do you have cancer? Do you have COPD? Do you have another disease, disorder, illness, ailment that's directly related in some form or fashion to smoking? What's it cost you in your health so far? Take a moment, feel into it, sit with it. If I'm going too fast again, feel free to pause this, but really sit with it. You owe it to yourself. What's it cost you in your career or opportunities? Do you feel that you've been passed over at work, or you've been because of your smoking habit? Are you taking more days off sick than the average person who doesn't smoke every year? I think statistically, the average smoker who smokes half a pack to a pack or more a day takes an extra 10 days off sick a year. I believe that's the statistic. Has that hurt opportunities of perhaps you getting a promotion, or if you run your own business? Have you missed opportunities because people have seen your nails? They've seen you smoke. They've caught a whiff of you smoke and haven't verbalized it, but you know they've judged you. Like, if I want to put my business, my life in this person's hands, don't I want someone who takes care of themselves a bit better than someone who's unconsciously trying to kill themselves with cigarettes? How much does it cost you in missed opportunities? Take a moment with that. And now, what's it cost you the whole sum of your life? Listen, I don't know how old you are. I've got people who are 25 watching this video, 30, 35, 40, 50. The youngest ever client for stopping smoking was 15. Yeah, he started young. All the way up to 76. You might be thinking, 76, you know, that's close to the finish line. Why even bother? No, this lady, she did want to bother. And it was important for her to make the remaining years as healthy as possible. It was important enough to her. So what's the whole thing it's cost you if you take all of these areas? What's this bloody thing called smoking cost you in every area of your life right now? Feel it. Honestly, feel it. Stop tiptoeing, pussyfooting around this. What's it bloody cost you so far in all areas? Feel it. And when you're done, open your eyes. How did that feel? I imagine for most of you it was unpleasant, and I do that for a reason, to put in perspective. Is it's not just a health thing, although health's a big thing. It's not just a financial thing, although it's a big thing. But it's in all areas of your life it's costing you. All right? So you have a baseline now of what it's cost you. Some of my clients find it helpful on a pen and paper to write all that down and stick it somewhere like the mirror in their bathroom, so they see it every day and they're very much bloody aware of what's it costing them. That front of face awareness, you know, like All right, we're going to do the next part of the exercise now. So close your eyes again if it's safe for you to do. If it's not, come back to this video. I want you to imagine that you keep going on this road you've been going on, the smoking road, right? Whether that be cigarettes, whether that be the nicotine gum, nicotine patches, it's all still nicotine. Whether it's vaping and you want to quit, whether it's weed that you want to quit. Imagine you keep doing it. Part of you might be, well, I don't want to imagine that. That's why I'm watching the video, Luke. This is an important part of a process, all right? Imagine you keep doing the smoking, the e-cigarettes, the vaping, the weeds, right? And imagine now it's a year from now. Actually do this with your eyes closed. However you best imagine things. If it's visual, do it visual. If it's a hearing, auditory thing, do it auditory. Most important, if it's a kinesthetic, a feeling thing, then do that. That's really important. So imagine it's a year from now and you keep doing what you've been doing. I mean, a great predictor of future behaviour is what you've done in the past, unless something drastically happens. It's different. So imagine it's a year from now and you keep doing this thing called smoking or vaping or weeding. What's it cost you over the next year? Financially? Another 3.5 grand? Well, it's inflation. Cigarettes keep going up, right? It's 4 grand. How many days of sick have you had related to cigarettes? And you know, it's all related to the cigarette smoking on some level, if you're being honest. What's it cost you in being present with loved ones? How much time have you bloody spent that you could spend on developing a new business, spend with your kids, your partner, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, starting a new project, writing a new book, going for a drive, exercising, going for a walk, whatever your thing is? How much bloody time has it robbed you over the next year? What about when you look in the mirror and you may have achieved multiple goals in your life, great goals, you may have soared up to mountains, literal and theoretical mountains in your life, but this smoking thing you can't quite get a grip of. No matter what you've done, I've had clients that stopped drinking alcohol, they stopped using heroin and crystal meth. These are the things you really don't want to get addicted to, trust me. And they say, Luke, smoking was harder than quitting heroin. Luke, smoking was harder than quitting crystal meth. Luke, smoking was harder than quitting drinking alcohol. I've heard that. So imagine everything it's going to cost you over the next year if you don't stop this. If I'm going too fast, pause the video. Take a moment. I'll be here when you're ready to press play again. But really sit into it. It's going to cost you if you keep doing this. And when you're ready, come back to now. Shake it off. Shake off that negative energy. Do that with you, not to make you feel bad, to give you a aha moment of it's cost you this much and it's going to cost you this much unless you do something about it now. There are very real consequences to this, all right? And again, like, you're watching this video because you want help. If you love smoking, you're healthy doing it, you just don't care, you're not watching this video. These people don't come to see me. They live their life, right? But you're watching it because you need help and it's a problem. And I'm telling you, it is a problem. And it's the best time to quit this problem was the first day you started. But unfortunately, that train has left the station. The second best time to stop this problem is now. It will not get any easier than right now to stop this problem. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year you continue, it gets ingrained into your brain deeper and deeper. Literally in your brain, it gets ingrained deeper and deeper and deeper into the grey matter. All right? Each and every time you do this, it gets deeper in there. And the only way for it to start to come out is just simply to stop doing it. Okay? To stop doing it. And I know that's why you're watching this video. But now, right now, the best time to quit, like I say, was when you started. All right, we don't have a DeLorean time machine. It ain't Back to the Future. We can't go back there. The second best time is now. So if you're still here watching this, you're in the right place. I'm here to help. I've been helping people quit smoking for 25 years. My first 10 years of a hypnotist, that's all I did every day. I didn't work with any other problem. I just helped people day in, day out quit smoking. And subsequently, over 15 years after that, and 25 years in total, I've worked with people for a whole manner of different problems. But I got really good in helping people that were really sincere about quitting smoking, and for whatever reason they were really struggling with it. I've heard every struggle you can come at me 10,000 times. Luke, scared of the withdrawals. Luke, scared of the cravings. Luke, scared of gaining weight. Luke, I'm scared that this don't work because I've tried everything else, and if this doesn't work, Luke, I'm scared that this is a scam and you're just making this up. And all those Google reviews and the videos, the multitude of videos of written and text and email testimonies on your site, they're all just made up. I've heard it all before. And it all comes down to it's fear, all right? The reason someone doesn't quit smoking, whatever excuse that they give is just a symptom, but underneath it's always fear. It's always fear. Because you've been doing something for so long that even if it's secretly or not so secretly been trying to kill you by giving you cancer or something else, COPD, by poisoning you, it's been there, right? It's been there perhaps through stressful times, through breakups, through losing jobs, through losing loved ones, through failing health, although it's a bit interesting, isn't it? Because it could have contributed to your failing health. Leaving jobs, leaving homes, it's been there for you, but it's a bit like a wolf in sheep's clothing. I mean, if you had a friend that you know that secretly on the down low, on the dirty, was trying to poison you every day, that person probably wouldn't be your friend anymore, right? Well, that's what smoking's been doing to you. So in my office, my virtual office, right, my physical office used to have this as well. I have this like big bowl of cigarettes, right? And it's the cigarettes that my clients give to me when they finish smoking. So it's kind of like, this is like a little treasure trove of successful clients. I mean, this is when I used to use them physically, or clients choose to send sometimes their cigarettes into me. And most of these cigarettes will have a name on it. Like these ones are from Sally, right? And I remember Sally had come to me. Sally was a 35-year-old woman, and she came to me when I had an office in Ottawa. And this was probably about 12 years ago. And one of her main reasons for smoking was she was a stay-at-home mum. She had two youngsters, two young nippers, as we say, and she was a good mum, but it was really stressful. And she was home with them all the time. And really the only time that she had a time out was to have a little smoke, like 1 to 4 minutes or so, right? And that was her like time out, because she was literally living in a pressure cooker, as I'm sure you can appreciate. So she had a real struggle letting go, because she had no other outlet. But in the work that I did with Sally, I helped her really redirect that feeling, that sensation, and help get her unconscious, her subconscious mind to find another way to give her a time out in her life, to be able to literally breathe without having to pollute her lungs with smoking. And Sally was done in an hour. I mean, if we go to someone else now, John W. Saw John W. virtually a few years ago. John W., 65-year-old guy, running a Fortune 500 company. A lot of successes. Like, this guy was like a real action man. He had lived an amazing life. He'd give up other illicit drugs that he'd used as well in the past, stuff like cocaine and what have you, and was really successful. Was worth millions of dollars. This guy ran a very successful business. And he's like, Luke, it was easier for me to build a business worth hundreds of millions of dollars and get off cocaine and be homeless. Started off being homeless. That was all easier for me to do than to quit this bloody thing called smoking. And again, he was a really big higher achiever, and he felt that he was doing so many things in his life to be healthy. This was the last bastion that was there. Like, well, if I give that up, like what is my vice going to be in life? So let's have a chat with his unconscious, his subconscious mind, to realise that he didn't need vices in life. He could find fun in doing much more healthier things in his life without fear, without struggle, without gaining weight. And John was done in 2 sessions. Was amazing. I'll share one more with you here. This is from Doris. Doris was 76, and she'd come to see me, and she'd been smoking for 60 years. She came to see me, and I said, Doris, how long have you been smoking? She's like, 50, 60 years, Luke. I'm like, Doris, I might not be a good businessman here, But you're 76. You've been smoking for 60 years. There's probably a lot of damage done at this point. Like, why are you coming to see me? Why not just continue to smoke? You know, you've been doing it long enough. I don't know if we can correct anything at this point. Damage has been done. Who knows how long you're going to be here? God bless you, Doris. Hope you're going to be here for decades more. But you're getting on a bit. I said that with love and respect. Hopefully you get that through the sense of humour that I have. And she's like, Luke, I might be 76. Luke, I might have been doing this for 70 bloody years, 60 years. But I just don't want to do it anymore. I'm done. It took us 60 years to get to the point of being done. She's like, I'm done. I'm like, you sure? You sure? Isn't it just easier just to continue? She's like, Luke, you're not listening to me. I'm done. I just need some help. I'm like, it's going to be bloody difficult, isn't it? Because she, in my mind, didn't say this out loud. She's been doing it 60 years, smoking 2 packs a day, 50 a day. Yeah. And 37 minutes and it was done. 37 minutes and Doris was done because she'd made her mind up and she just needed some coaching to get over that. I share that with you not to show off, not to impress you, but to impress upon you when you are ready. It's really quite simple with the system I put together to help you to quit once and for all. I'll share a personal story with you now. This was somebody I couldn't help quit smoking. And perhaps secretly, maybe this is why I do what I do. My dad smoked and drank way too much. And in 1993, he had his first heart attack, directly related to smoking, directly related to drinking. I was about 13 or 14 at the time. My sister was about 8. And I remember going to the hospital to see my dad. And, you know, I'd been into a hospital since I was born, I don't think, up to that point. And I just remember going in London, England, where I'm from, and not knowing anything other than my dad had had a heart attack, right? They didn't tell me anything else. Me and my sister went in, and my dad's hooked up to all these machines and monitors, and there's beeping. And my first thought as a young teenager was my dad's dead. And no one said that, but his eyes are closed, right? And I'm hearing the beep in its hospital. He's had a heart attack. I was an expert in heart attacks then. And I thought my dad had died. And it was just like, just being a kid and seeing my dad hooked all those machines, it was a really powerful moment for me. Thankfully, my dad wasn't dead. He had a heart attack. However, that was in 1993. In 1995, he had another heart attack because he didn't quit smoking. Actually, he took a vacation from smoking. He managed to quit. He managed to take a hiatus for 3 weeks for us. But he started smoking again. And he had another heart attack in 1995. He had triple bypass surgery in 1996. It's all related to the smoking. But he just liked smoking. He didn't want to quit. And I love my dad. He's no longer here. Remember one day, me and my sister, one Sunday when he came over, we took the cigarettes, right? When he wasn't looking, and we cut him in half. Not because we were trying to be annoying, bratty kids, but we didn't want our dad to die. So we took the cigarettes and cut him in half. And when my dad found out, he went ballistic. He was so angry. So very, very angry with rage. It didn't hurt us or anything, all right? But the anger, I just remember that. And a couple of years later, he was so angry at us doing it. And again, we weren't doing it to mess with him. We were doing it because we want our dad to be around. Subsequently, a couple of years later, my dad has a stroke. A couple more years later, another stroke. And a couple more years later, a stroke, and he dies. And it's all attributed to smoking. The damage it did to his heart when he was given another opportunity messed that heart up as well through smoking. And a lot of people come like, look, Luke, they'll call up for their partner or for their parent. Luke, I want you to make my dad quit smoking, my mum quit smoking, my wife, my husband, my kids to stop smoking. So we'll just say, I can't make anyone quit smoking. And why are you contacting me and why are they not contacting me? If they want my help, and I'm fully open to it, but they need to reach out. They need to reach out. They need to watch this video. They need to have a chat with me. They need to do the work. Not you. I understand you're well-meaning and you love them, but you need to do the work. Sorry, they need to do the work in order to put their hand up and say, I'm ready to get some help. And my dad never put his hand up. He was never ready, and he died. So, not everyone's ready, and I've been on the side of losing someone that I loved, my dad, through cigarettes and years of damage, and watching that from an impressionable kid, And so maybe on some weird unconscious level, that's why I do this now, is desperately wanting to help people that want to be helped, make the rest of their life the best of their life, and draw a line under this thing. Well, Luke, so how are you going to help me then? Just going to talk at me? Well, no. I've been helping people quit smoking, like I say, for 25 years now. I've developed a very powerful hypnosis system. For most people, it would take 1 to 3 sessions for them to become a non-smoker, if they're ready. Now, I appreciate, and I hear this daily, by the way, yeah, part of me really wants to quit, Luke, but there's another part of me that kind of really enjoys it. By the way, I hate to break the news to you, you're not a special or unique snowflake. Every person that I ever meet who wants to quit smoking says that. So if you're saying that, I get it, I hear it every day, it's quite normal. The system I use for hypnosis is a very powerful system based on 25 years of work, thousands upon thousands of clients. And it's really tapping into their unconscious, their subconscious brain, and really having a conversation, because often the conscious mind, the logical part of the mind is like, oh, I really want to quit smoking. The fact of the matter is the conscious mind, the intellect, only controls about 5%, if that, of people's activities and people's beliefs and people's actions. It's the unconscious, the subconscious, the monkey mind that controls the 95 plus. So the unconscious, subconscious mind is, yeah, but I like smoking. It makes me feel calm. It makes me feel relaxed. It's been my only friend when no one else was here. It stops me from putting on weight. It helps me to breathe better, whatever the thing is. So between your conscious mind that controls 5% that wants to quit smoking, and your unconscious mind that really controls everything, 95%, that controls all of your habits and behaviors, who do you think is going to win every time? Your unconscious mind. So if you try and stop smoking consciously with willpower, or by patches, or by gum, or by e-cigarettes, I understand why you do this, because it makes logical sense, right? But your problem, the addiction, the behavior of smoking ain't logical. It's illogical, okay? And the kind of system that I work with, not only do I work on your mind, all right? Not only do I work on your mind, the unconscious, the subconscious, to remove it from there, but I also work on your brain. He looks for his brain. I also work on your brain level, the neuroplasticity level, to actually remove it from your grey matter, from your brain as well, all right? Another way is to remove this from your body. If there is such a thing called a physical addiction to cigarettes, and hear me out on this, 50% of the experts say it is physiologically addictive. The other 50% of the experts say it's not physiologically addictive, but it is mentally, emotionally. Quite frankly, we don't know if it's physiological addictive or not, or if it's just emotional or emotionally addictive as a pattern inside of us. The fact of the matter is, in hypnosis, whether it's physical or whether it's emotional, we've got the tools to help you to deal with this once and for all. So we're going to work on your mind level, your brain level, on a body level, if it is indeed physically addictive, to remove it from your body so you no longer have cravings. And a spiritual level. And what is spiritual? Whatever the hell spiritual means to you. We're going to make sure we remove it from every area of your being so it can't sneak back in the back door. We're going to batten down those hatches, all right? So it's gone once and for all. And it's very powerful, and it's very quick when people are ready. Now, if you come into this with the attitude of, oh, I'm just going to close my eyes and Luke's going to say nice things to me, and I open my eyes 55 minutes later and I don't smoke. No, it's not how hypnosis works, all right? Fine, chance would be a fine thing. No, there's a process that happens, but this process is rapid, it's painless, and it works bloody quickly. And you can see that because on my site, you can see all the testimonial videos, emails, the Google reviews. There's even some videos of people catching up with me 7 years after I worked with them, and I caught up with them over the pandemic, and you can hear their stories. 7, 8 years they came to see me, and they're still non-smokers. So you can really see that, those videos there, and I recommend you review those. Also got TED Talks out there, and also got a social media following of close to 500,000 on all forms of social media out there. So I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm really good at it. All right, but the fact of the matter is you just have to be ready. If you're ready, I can help you to become a non-smoker. If you're not ready, then nothing will ever help you ever. Next question might be, well, how do I know that you're ready, that I'm ready, Luke? Well, are you still watching this video? That's probably a good sign that you're ready to do something about it. And the next step, it's painless and it's free. You book a free screening call, and on this page somewhere, or on the email that you subscribe to, there'll be a link to a free 1 hour screening call where I have a chat with you. You fill out a questionnaire beforehand, so I give that a little read, little mosey on it, and then when you give me a call, we go through that questionnaire. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions to see where you're at, assess where you're at this particular moment, and I'll honestly be able to tell you if I can help you help yourself become smoke free. If I don't believe that I can help you, or that you're ready, it generally comes down to if you're ready, I'm not going to take your money. I'm going to respectfully refer you on to someone else, and I'm going to be direct and honest and tell you that, because I believe I owe that to you, is to be direct and honest with you. When there's so many people bullshitting you about quitting smoking and this gimmick and this gadget, I believe in being black and white, and I believe being direct. Some people are offended by that, but when it comes to addiction and things that could cost people's life, I don't play around. I'm direct and honest with you, and it's the only way of being when it comes to these kinds of issues. On that screening call, and if we both feel that we're a good match, then we get you booked you onto the program. But again, to find out more about that program, get on the call with me and we'll just have a chat. I'm going to find out more about you, and that's how you know you're ready. You get on the call, you fill out the quick questionnaire, and we have a chat, and I find out more about you, and I know. All right, not to break my hands, pat myself on the back, but doing this for 25 years, just by looking at the way people have answered or didn't answer the questionnaire, by the way people answer the phone, by the pauses, by the words, by the certain words people lean on, I know if someone's ready or not, probably before they do, probably within the first 90 seconds of the phone call. So yeah, like I say, I'm not here to waste anyone's time. It's if you're ready and you need help, then I'm here. So don't you owe it to yourself to at least have a conversation with an expert who's had a proven success in helping people. I've also trained other hypnotists in my method in helping quit smoking. I train them at the world's leading hypno conference, which is Hypno Thoughts, which is in Las Vegas, which has over 1,000 hypnotists show up every year in August. We have thousands of hypnotists show up, and I teach there. I give my course on training other hypnotists, my techniques on how to quit smoking and help their clients. And like I said, I've got a TED talk out there as well, and 1,500 social media, YouTube videos. A lot of them are on smoking and quitting smoking and other things as well. So yeah, you're in safe hands. This is not my first rodeo, and there's nothing you can say to me that I haven't heard 10,000 times already, and probably heard 10 times that day already. Not to take anything away from you or your issue, but don't be afraid that, oh my God, he's going to be freaked out. No, I already heard it. You're right. I can help you if you're ready. You just got to grab the hand, you got to make the call, or you got to book the call. And there we go. So that being said, I hope you enjoyed this masterclass. And again, how we're going to help you with this is we're going to remove the withdrawals. And yes, they can be removed rapidly within hypnosis, as in instantly. All right. The weight gain, we're going to give your unconscious different suggestions so it won't reach for sugar or some other illicit drug of choice to replace the sugar you were getting from cigarettes. So you won't gain any weight. Okay, and as far as the cravings, oh, what do I do? It's been a few hours. I'm going to give you specific measurable techniques that you can administer in real time that work within 30 seconds that will take that craving for a cigarette, which if you put it on a scale from 0 to 10, and 10 is like, oh my God, I'd rip your arm out of the socket if you were here, Luke, for a cigarette, and 0 is I've got no craving for it at all. I would show you these techniques that are really bloody simple. I've used it with all kinds of addictions that you can use in the real world that will take that craving for anything, but specifically for cigarettes, from a 10 all the way down to 0, and it starts working as little as 30 seconds. I'm going to give you all of this stuff, all right, when we work together. And I'm going to make sure that this addiction, this behavior, this nasty habit, it gets kicked out of your brain, gets kicked out of your mind, gets kicked out of your body, gets kicked out of your spirit or your soul once and for all. So we work on a hybrid approach, all right? There's no one else out there that I'm aware that works on every level. I'm going to work on every level with you to make sure it is gone from the cells of your body, literally. And all you got to do is book your free screening call with me, the chat. You'll see the link above me, below me, maybe to the side of me, wherever it is. Book on it. Let's have a chat. Let's make you smoke free and make the rest of your life the best of your life. I've been Luke Michael Howard, clinical hypnotist and owner of Luke-Gnosis Hypnosis. I look forward to seeing you on the other side. Book that screening call. Always believe.